Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching us today. We're at Interop 2012 in Las Vegas, Nevada. On our program is Inbar Lasser-Raab. She's the Senior Director of Marketing at Borderless Networks at Cisco. And Inbar, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So I figured we'd start off by just talking about what's new, anything interesting we should know about.
Sure. We had a pretty exciting announcement here at the show, and it's about our cloud survey. We wanted to see what's truth, what's really, a myth versus reality around cloud. So we surveyed 1,300 people in 13 countries, all the usual suspects, European countries, US, Asia, about what are they seeing in terms of cloud deployments and where they are. So what we found out is that cloud is happening. This is the year where the beginning of the year, only 5% of the people we surveyed out of 1,300 said that the majority of their applications are in the cloud. By the end of this year, 2012, 20% of the people that we surveyed said that the majority of their applications are going to be in the cloud. So this is the year where cloud is really happening, and I think that's great news for all of us.
That's fantastic. Now there's a whole bunch of interesting statistics that you determined from the survey. Are there any other ones that you want to share with us?
Yeah, we found some really cool stuff. So besides the fact that cloud is happening, when we asked those people where are the biggest obstacles for cloud migration, 37% of them said that the network has to change in order to get ready for cloud. Now, coming from Cisco, that's a great news for us, because for some times, networks haven't changed. They grew, more bandwidth, people move to different types of architecture, but for the most part, once an architecture was there, companies didn't want to change that. Cloud made everything different because the network traffic or the patterns of traffic on the network is changing, and that requires the network to change with it. Another interesting statistic is when we ask them, when we drill down into, so why do you need to change the network? Most of them said that the biggest concern they have is security. Obviously, when you look at cloud, private or public, where there is more access to external networks in order to run those applications, security is a big concern, both data security and device security. Second thing, survivability. When was the last time you heard the word survivability? It's been a while. But now that applications are outside of the organization, making sure that your phone will continue to work when it's hosted externally requires some design into the network to guarantee that survivability. So 66% said survivability and availability is a major issue in the network. And the last is what everyone expected, application performance. And 60% of them said that that's what they're concerned about, and that's what they're going to invest in. You want more cool stuff?
Yeah, this is really great.
Okay. So what we also try to figure out why are only 5% are deploying the majority of their applications today in the cloud, why 20% at the end of the year, why isn't it bigger? So we found that there is a lot of uncertainty still about cloud where IT departments are not really sure how they're going to make that transition. So we asked them, what do they feel more comfortable with making that cloud transition, or would they rather have a root canal, change, a flat tire, or what was the other thing there? Root canal, or do their own taxes. And we were surprised that 39% of the people, they chuckled, but still 39% said that they would rather have a root canal than do the cloud migration. And that tells you that there is still some concerns out there in the market about making that transition.
That probably also means they'd rather do that than do their own taxes.
Yeah, that's true. I told some people I let my husband do that, so I'm more concerned about cloud and root canal right now. We also asked them if they know what are the next steps. Do they know what are the steps that they need to do in order to move to that, to the full cloud migration, versus what are they more comfortable with, knowing those steps or playing Angry Birds, or there was another thing. So again, 30% of them feel more comfortable about playing Angry Birds.
So wearing a hat, or did I get that one wrong?
No, you got that one wrong. Yeah, it was Angry Birds. I'll get back to that.
The survey is really good. We should probably. How would someone find it if they're watching this video?
So we do have a beautiful graphical representation of all the information on our website. And if you go to the Cisco, www.cisco.com, and you search for cloud, you'll get all the survey results, which countries were surveyed. It's also on our press release, and then you'll get the statistics. The other thing we try to see if there are differences between countries. Is Europe or France or Germany or UK more comfortable than America or Canada or the Far East? What we found out is actually that everyone is in the same level. So cloud is a relatively new technology. IT departments are learning it. They're getting more comfortable with it. So all countries that we surveyed around the globe are pretty much in the same place.
That's great. So
Okay.
in terms of just getting to products, if you look around at a show like this, why are customers and why should customers be working with Cisco as opposed to, let's say, some of the other vendors in this space? What are your
Okay.
thoughts on that?
Okay, so obviously Cisco is the leader in developing the network platform and the application solutions for cloud. So if you look at the fact that we found that the biggest challenge today is getting networks ready for cloud, that's what Cisco has been doing, right? Developing those networks, building cloud intelligence into the network, infrastructure elements, into security elements, into collaboration elements. So Cisco is really the partner to move to cloud. The other thing is network management, visibility into the application. Cisco has invested in the last several years into deep packet inspection, understanding how applications behave, correlating the network performance to the applications that are running on top of it. All of these are critical elements to make sure that the cloud transition is successful, that application performance, that the user experience on the cloud is what users would expect. Because users will give you one chance. If your virtual desktop doesn't work as well as your regular desktop, users will not give you a second chance for months. So companies need to make sure that they have that visibility, that control, they can manage that transition, and these are the types of tools that Cisco has.
And your
to
company's
offer.
experience and breadth of product line helps assure that, basically.
Yes, more than that, we're eating our own dog food. So if you were here last year when Rebecca Jacoby, our CIO, was here, she said that 70% of the Cisco applications are already in the cloud. This year we're closer to 90. So not only we're providing those tools for other companies, we're using our own tools to make sure that we're heading that transition to cloud when we're there already.
And you were way ahead. I remember that I had had a lunch with some Cisco execs, either in late 90s or early 2000s, and they were saying that they were switching to Salesforce. So whenever that was, when you switched to Salesforce, because you didn't want any desktop software. And this was back.
Right.
I mean, we went through a couple iterations. We had the ASP. We had all these different terms that we used, hosted on demand.
Right.
But now the cloud is really hot. It sounds like you're way ahead of the game there.
Yeah, and cloud is multiple things. I mean, I typically expect people to ask me, so what do you mean when you say cloud? Is it private cloud, public cloud, software as a service, infrastructure as a service, virtualized environment, virtual workspace? It's all of the above. And each one of those areas has different needs, right? If it's a private cloud, are you backhauling a lot of the traffic onto? Do you need to do network performance optimizations? If it's public, how do you secure accessing public applications from any branch? So these are all sets of technologies that we already developed. If it's our security technologies, our network technologies, or our applications. And we have a lot of cloud applications that we offer. So if you look at our security, ScanSafe, for example, that's a security application that is a cloud service that Cisco offers. So we really have all the elements that you need.
So what's next?
So we have a lot coming, and obviously we've done this survey, we had these findings, and I keep telling people you can expect that we have more solutions to come to address some of the challenges that we found in this survey. So keep talking to us, and you'll hear a lot of more things to come in the next several months.
Thanks for being here. This was great, as always.
Okay, thank you.